Kev, Bodene Thompson's come in to the end of the season. How did the deal come about?
Yeah, he's been someone who's been on our radar for some time. I think when he finished at Warrington, he was certainly recommended to us then, so we kept track of him. And then with what's happened with Toronto and the opportunity to bring somebody in, I think we've always been looking for that squad number 20, if you like. We always knew we'd try and recruit somebody in the year. COVID then put a stop to it all, and we certainly didn't actively do any recruitment throughout that period for the reasons we've already discussed. But absolutely at this stage, with Stevie being out indefinitely, the injuries to James Donaldson, 10 days ago we lost Alex Miller at weekend. Sort of that second row, back row position has been somewhere where we're a little bit light, and it was somewhere where we felt we needed some cover. And Bodene's available. Bodene is desperate for an opportunity. He's been great in the NRL, and he's come over here and he's so keen to join the Rhinos and play. And when you do all your homework on a guy like that, the reports have been glowing about him. He will jump through every hoop and get over every hurdle he can to try and be available this weekend. So I'm really delighted with it. I've spent a bit of time with him myself, and I think he will really add to us.
And speaking to him, there's obviously a strong Rhinos connection at Toronto, and he spoke to them, particularly Brian McDermott, who recommended the Rhinos to him for his next step.
Yeah, and Brian was certainly one of the people I spoke to. He couldn't have given him an higher rap. But Carly had worked with him also as well at Warrington, so there was enough people you trust and got good friendships with to be able to get a gauge on the personality and the character of the guy you're bringing in. I think what was really important in all this was to understand as well, the whole game is still on salary cuts, especially our place, and the players have been outstanding throughout all of that. And it was a conversation I had with a number of our senior players last week and discussed how they would feel about somebody coming in, and for the reasons we've talked through, it was really important we had their support and buy-in. Otherwise, it was pointless going ahead with it, and they were absolutely on board with it and want it to happen and understand all the reasons. And I'm really thankful that we've been able to bring somebody in a position where we've got a fair few injuries at the minute, and to bring someone in with Bodene's with his experience and quality, I think it's really good for us going forward.
And great that with Bodene, obviously the position he's in with Toronto, to be able to give him that opportunity to play, it's a win-win for both sides. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, he was desperate for a chance and an opportunity, and it's been tough for all of us the last 4 or 5 months. But the difficulties those Toronto players have had to face have been well documented, and I think it works for both parties. It gives us a chance to bring someone in for 3.5 months and add some quality, add some experience, add some competition in there, and I'm sure he'll do a great job for us.
Well, the timing of it was really important for us. We certainly were content with the squad we had to take us through the season. Obviously, Wardy is very slow and still on indefinite leave, and doesn't look like he's coming back to the paddock anytime soon. We lost Alex Miller for probably around 6 weeks. It looks like we lost James Donaldson for a similar amount of period. So all of a sudden, our forward stocks are very low. I think always a little bit of timing in this with what's happened to Toronto and the situation Bodene is in as an overseas player. He'll get an exemption from that, and I think in terms of his visa for next year, he needs to keep playing. So he was a player that were available at the right level of budget for us at this moment in time, and he's a vastly experienced player. I think anybody that has played with him, and we've got 3 or 4 guys in our camp already that have been a teammate of Bodene's before, will tell you he's a great professional, extremely fit, and he's a player that wherever he's been, I know the coaches have always had a lot of time for what he brings to an environment, not only as a player but culturally, and I say very fit, hard trainer, already experienced in this competition with both Warrington and Toronto. So the timing for us was really, really good, and he'll be a welcome addition at this point in time.
And he obviously completes the squad. We had that number 20 vacant anyway, so he's in addition rather than replace anyone.
Yeah, and, you know what, it would always our plan to try and fill that. Obviously, we've had Joe Greenwood in on loan, and through circumstances, unfortunately, we didn't get to play Joe, and he headed off back to Wigan. But yeah, we have been running a forward or two light probably for the bulk of the season, early doors, and we were travelling really good and not having too many injuries. We could cope all right, but a couple of injuries into the season, we felt, you know, it were an opportune time to try and shore us up a little bit.